ESPN is such an agenda. They probably went into this game knowing it was on their schedule weeks ago. Like, oh, we're going to suck off Bedard in this game no matter what.
And it can be related kind of to all of the other discussions that we have. But would you rather your team's stadium be full, 100% full, but almost all fans supporting the visiting team? Or would you rather have a stadium mostly empty, but everybody cheering for the home team?
Am I there or am I not there?
It doesn't matter. Your favorite team.
I'm saying my answer depends on if I'm there, I think. So we're getting some COVID level stadiums possibly.
Okay, yeah. It's not a COVID time. There's no global pandemic or anything. No restrictions. No social distancing. No. And you are there.
I am there. Yes, I would relish. I would rather have a full stadium and be the minority and relish in that. Especially like now with our last second. I'm assuming. I'm just thinking football. I guess it could be any sport.
Any sport, yeah.
I'm relishing in the last second wins that we keep having. So, yes, I'm full of away fans, I think.
I would drive me nuts. Like when I go to Fenway and there's one Yankees fan there, I can't stand it. I would much rather have a stadium filled with people cheering for the same team as me.
Fair enough. I do enjoy. That's why I like the Golden Knights game so much, because you are surrounded by your fandom,
right?
And they're really the only team I've ever rooted for in the city that I live in or have been to. It's sad to say that I've seen my respective teams on the road many more times, excluding NHL, than I've seen.
Yeah.
Like even the amount of times going to see the Broncos, I think I've been to Mile High 5 times. And so.
Right, but you've seen them here, Phoenix, LA, Seattle, New York.
Yes. That was a weird one. That wasn't really that wasn't a home game for anybody.
It was a home game for the
Seattle
Seahawks
home
defense.
game after a while, didn't it? Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, I like a full stadium. That's the whole point of the sports experience. I feel like going to a game is enjoying the fandom around you.
I think it's just got to be so difficult, though, and especially for Raiders fans and Raiders players, to have so many people supporting the visiting team.
I guarantee you, it's been bad. This Sunday is going to be the worst, I think,
that Dallas game was
ever
pretty
had.
Bad. Yeah. And it gets worse. I think more and more people are realizing.
I'm going 85-15. All right. There's going to be orange.
Lots of orange at Allegiant.
The color of the eternal flame up in that Allegiant.
I was going to say, isn't that a Raider thing? It's an Al Davis thing?
I could use a little Al Davis.
I don't know if they could. Those last 20 years were not so great for the Raiders, too.
I think the typical Raiders fan would take senile Al over Mark.
Yeah, probably. Because at least Al brought them those 3 Super Bowl championships way back in the forever ago, multiple decades ago.
None of 60% of their fan base has never seen that.
Right.
40% of their fan base has probably never seen them be good. I mean, they made the playoffs a couple years ago, right? Yeah.
They have 2 playoff appearances since the Super Bowl game.
Derek Carr is probably the best quarterback that they've had since that Super Bowl.
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Raiders fans. I don't know your quarterbackdom as well, but yeah, I mean, Aiden O'Connell.
Well, it's a revolving door. Marcus Mariota was there.
Mariota
Garoppolo was there.
So they showed a stat on that. He was there. He made no starts. They showed his starts.
Yeah.
And that's probably because it was Mariota and not Mariota. According to Collinsworth and
Mikey.
Yeah. What the? I don't know where that came from.
Where did
and now
that
it's
come from? Yeah.
taking the world by storm. Everybody's talking about Mariota, and the way he played as Mariota, maybe he should keep that going. So might get you to contract with a different team because you're your future isn't the Commanders because that's Jaden Daniels' team. So
that is Jaden Daniels' team when he comes back. Yes.
But yeah, I think full stadium. Going back to your original question.
Okay.
I enjoy trash talk, and I can take as much as given out. I can give it and I can take it. Like the Broncos sucked. I could take it, man. We are still 1-4 at Allegiant. So I've been on the losing end and surrounded by a lot of Raiders fans. So Bo Nix is undefeated at Allegiant, but all the other Broncos quarterbacks are defeated at Allegiant Stadium.
That's actually pretty bad.
It is.
Because the Raiders don't win a lot of.
I do not know their win percentage at home since Allegiant Open. I will look it up, and it will be right here.
We should find it.
It'll be right here, yeah. It's not going to be above 500. I do not think.
I can tell you they have beat the Patriots. The Patriots are winless also at Allegiant Stadium.
That's wild.
Including preseason games. Pretty terrible.
Yeah, imagine those college stadiums full of opposing fans.
God,
that is something that you don't see. That's something that you would never see.
No.
And then you got some neutral site locations, right? You got your Cotton Bowl for the Red River. I feel like the Iron Bowl
in
should
Texas.
be. I think it's equidistant from campuses, though.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I think like the Iron Bowl should be a neutral location.
It used to be. It used to be in Birmingham, but Birmingham is still much closer to Tuscaloosa than it is.
Yeah, we drove it. Didn't take us very long.
Yeah, exactly. But there's not really another.
Yeah, but it's not on campus. You wouldn't have to like deal with the Alabama campus or the Auburn campus, or there's got to be something. There's got to be a
well, the other thing too is that both the universities have put so much into those stadiums.
Okay.
Whereas Birmingham has not put that much into its big city stadium, and it's an old relic, if you will. So I think once they realize, wait, we can be in better places if we just alternate.
Okay. Like Apple Cup. So you could have Apple Cup at Seahawks, but then it's still like
right
5
in UW's
seconds from
territory.
UW campus. You know, you could have USC, UCLA at like SoFi.
That would be a good one,
right?
Yeah, that would actually be really good. Just give UCLA the Chargers side, USC the Rams side. It'd be fantastic. That's a good idea. Stan Kroenke, there's some money for you. Make it happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to segue here into my college football stuff here. We haven't talked college football on here.
We got plenty to talk about today because the college football playoff has expanded to 12 teams for its second year, and y'all wanted it, and now you still got a mess.
Y'all wanted
it's a mess.
It. I wanted it.
I wanted to keep it at 4. I thought 4 was fine. I would expand to 6, but 4 was perfectly fine with me, and 12 is an absolute mess because there are going to be teams that deserve it that are not.
Well, you look at it like you can't have 4 because you have the Power 5 conferences, right? So if you add a champion of every one, you've got somebody being left out.
Well, the Pac-12 decided not to be a power conference.
Well, what
anymore.
are they? They're the ACC, right? The Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC.
Yeah, those are your Power 4.
And then you've got.
It used to be the Pac-12, but then now they're
basically
the Pac-2, yeah.
And they fused into the Big 12 and the Big 10,
right?
Basically.
And the new Pac-12 is not going to be a power conference.
I don't know who's going to be in it. So Oregon State.
It's like half of the Mountain West. Yeah, Oregon State, Washington State, San Diego State.
The also-rans.
State.
I hate to say it if that's your respective school, but it does kind of feel like the also-rans of each state, right? WSU. OSU.
Right.
Is UNLV in that shit?
No. UNLV chose
Boise?
to stay. I think Boise's going. They did get Gonzaga as a
the non-football
school, which is probably the best program in the Pac-12 or new Pac-12.
Yeah, oh, definitely. So, yeah, and you can put it as your 4 winners, right? I mean, but now they're 12, right? So you've got your 4 winners and then your 5th winner.
Right.
And then you have 7 at-large bids.
Is there an automatic with Notre Dame? I know there used to be a rule with Notre Dame won 10 games, they were automatically in. I don't know if that's still there.
I don't know.
In the 12 team.
That's
rule.
my one team where I'm just like, I don't know.
I think everybody that has looked at schedules feels that way about Notre Dame. Is here's a team that they have 2 bad losses. Well, to ranked teams, to Miami and A&M.
Yeah, that's their 2 losses.
But then there's also the argument, the same argument Texas is using is like, well, what's the point of scheduling good opponents if we're going to, or if it's going to cost us the chance to.
They lost to Florida. That's their problem.
That is the problem. But you also lost to, like, your other 2 losses are to the number 1 team in the country.
Number 4 team in the country.
Number 4 team in the country, yeah.
On the road. Both on the road.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, is like you can't lose to Florida on the road. You can't lose to a 3-8 team. I could make 12 straight really good arguments for the Longhorns to make it, and then you can give me one negative. You lost to Florida on the road, and it's like mute point.
That is the only argument against Texas.
That is the only argument against Texas, but it's a very valid, sound argument because like Florida looked like shit literally against, I think, everybody else.
Pretty much everybody.
So let me see. I have notes on this. Oh, that's right. They call it the G5. I don't know what that means.
The group of 5 is like your American Conference USA.
Your automatic qualifier.
Yeah. So
North Texas.
It's the best highest ranked conference champion of all of those conferences gets it. So it could be North. I think North Texas.
Well, they play someone,
and then Tulane is the other option right now, I think. So one of those two schools is going to earn the right to
get blown the fuck out by the number 5 seed.
Yeah.
Right? Whoever doesn't get the bye, whoever's the highest rated, not getting a bye that's awesome. I would almost rather have that. Well, it's kind of like a bye, but never know. You never know with college football. Likely Oregon, right? Oregon or A&M.
Oregon
will be that 5.
It could be Georgia if they lose. Yeah.
Yeah, and to play North Texas or to play. And then you've got your ACC, which really throws. It's always the ACC. I swear to God.
Ever since Clemson decided to not be good anymore. I mean, it was easy when it was Clemson and nobody else.
But now, like, you could have a 7-5. Well, they'll be 8-5 if they win their conference championship game. Duke.
Right.
Make it.
And Miami, who has been, a top 15 team pretty much all year, doesn't make the ACC championship game, even though they're ranked higher than Virginia and Duke.
Yeah.
On a 5th level tiebreaker, that's insane. That's not fair to the Hurricanes, and they might be on the outside of the playoff.
That goes back to okay, you wanted to build these power conferences, but now your conferences are too big because everybody's not playing everybody. Right. So what's your number 1 tiebreaker? Pretty much like 99% of the time, head to head. And they didn't. They played neither, right? They played neither Duke or Virginia.
I think that's
it. And so you've got these too many teams. Like you look at the SEC, the best conference. Well, Texas didn't play Alabama,
right?
This year, they didn't play LSU. This year, there was somebody else that they didn't play Ole Miss,
right?
So, you're playing your Oklahomas and you played your Oklahomas and your Georgias, and then the Vandy, who was a high ranked team, but not everybody plays everybody, which is why your theory on the conference tournaments might actually not be such a bad idea.
Why don't we have conference tournaments like have a 4-team, 6-team, even 8-team SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC playoff? And let the teams in these conferences determine who's the best, and then those winners go on to the college football playoff. I think that's the best possible solution, and it's exciting. You can have those games in, SEC games in Atlanta and Jacksonville, and have one at the Superdome. Have them in all those.
Big Ten.
Yeah, Big Tens. You can have it at Lucas Oil. You could US Bank. ACC, you could have it at MetLife or Bank of America in Charlotte.
Jacksonville. You said Jacksonville. Tampa Bay, Raymond James.
Absolutely, yes. Fill those stadiums up. Have a great chance at making a ton of money for the conference.
I think the argument against that would be, they're going to be playing too many games.
They're doing it right in the middle of finals. You also have the bands and the cheerleaders that have to go to these games. And like bands and cheerleaders, they're not going to go on and make millions of dollars in the NFL someday, whereas some of these football players are. They're going to school for their education, and they don't want to miss out on finals. So it's an interesting dynamic, but football is a major revenue driver for these schools.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the current system isn't fair to the schools that are, winning on the field and challenging themselves. Texas, Miami, going out there and scheduling difficult opponents, whereas other schools don't always do that.
It is that fine line to walk of, do we want to pile up wins or do we want to pile up strength of schedule?
Right.
That's always been the thing with the SEC is like, oh, we play the SEC schedule. We're the best conference in America. And I still feel like it is. I think the Big Ten might be top heavy, but you go down there and once you get past like Michigan, I feel like there's a big drop off.
Right.
Your Maryland's, your Penn State sucked this year. Your Rutgers. your Minnesotas and Nebraska.
Northwestern, Illinois.
When then in reality, when you
Purdue.
look at like you're never gonna have an upset in the Big Ten like Florida beating Texas.
Yeah,
you're never gonna have a Maryland over Illinois, Indiana, right? That's not gonna happen.
It's not happening.
And the fact that Indiana and Ohio State haven't played yet, will play in your Big Ten championship. They're lucky that lined up nicely. But that might not always happen, and you're going to look like an SEC situation where you have Georgia, Alabama, but maybe Oklahoma deserves a shot at that. Maybe Texas A&M deserves a shot at that SEC championship. That's hard for me to say. We beat them pretty soundly, I would say.
Georgia only has one loss, and their loss was to Alabama. They belong in the SEC championship.
And then,
I don't think anybody's going to deny that.
Which leads me to my next question. For these teams, and now you can't play another game to hurt or help or hurt your resume. Is it better to maybe not play in your conference championship game? Your Oklahomas, your Utahs, your Texas, your teams that are right there.
Oregon.
Like Utah, I think Utah playing in the Big 12 championship would help them, but the Big 12 kind of stacked up like perfectly. Where it's like Texas Tech, and then they had one more win than BYU, which had one more win than Utah, which had one more win than. So it's like a clear cut that. But I mean, I feel like Utah has an argument to make. Their only losses were Texas Tech and BYU, right? And so who else is right on the fringe? Oregon not playing in a Big Ten championship, I think actually helps them stay exactly where they are.
They're 5 in the country right now. It's unlikely that anything could happen that would force them to drop that.
Nothing will happen
without playing a game. Yeah, the only way you can drop that many is lose, and they're obviously not playing. So Oregon is in 100%.
And so I have the only 2 teams that I have that I think can flip their stance in their championship games is BYU and Alabama.
Yes, 100%.
If they lose, they're fucked.
If they lose, they're out. Yeah,
and if they win.
If they're winning,
I think Bama's in, but I don't think BYU is in if they lose.
I agree.
I think they're on that. And I don't think they got smoked by Texas Tech. And that's another one that's interesting for me is in that Big 12. I want to see what Texas Tech looks like against Big 10 and an SEC team.
Right.
I want to see it. So I am.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Longhorns fan, I am definitely going to be rooting for Texas Tech to be winning that game and knocking BYU out to give us the chance to maybe get in there as the 12.
Right, yeah, you need to root for Georgia.
And I need Bama to lose as well.
I personally don't think Bama's in if they lose. Because I think Oklahoma
You've got
takes
Oklahoma
that spot.
In that Oregon same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can't help or hurt your cause. Your wins are Alabama. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else.
But they lost to Texas.
We beat them.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think of who else they beat.
2 losses, right? And then didn't look very good against a coachless LSU team. Barely came back to win that game.
That's right.
So I think it depends on how some of these teams look. Like the rankings that came out now, they're not going to be the same.
Oh, Oklahoma beat
Michigan. So if Georgia wins the SEC championship, I think they jump to 2 behind the winner of the Big Ten
Correct.
championship.
I agree.
And then your 3 will probably be the loser of said Big Ten
Right.
championship. And then your 4 is your what? Georgia? No.
That could be Texas Tech if they win.
Texas Tech
Yeah.
to get a bye. They wouldn't be undefeated though. They have a loss.
That would be
they have a loss. I think it's Arizona State that beat Texas Tech in Tempe. But I think you're right. I think winning the Big 12 would push them to number 4.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at Oregon, Alabama, or Oregon and Oklahoma not having to do anything.
But I don't know if Oklahoma makes it if Bama wins and BYU wins, because you still have to have that ACC champion and that Tulane champion, and the likeliness.
Texas Tech won't. I don't think Texas Tech is out with a loss either.
Right.
I think they're in.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech is still in. But the likelihood too is that Notre Dame is going to be in there. Here's how. Here's how I look at it.
That might be the only thing we could agree on here is that Notre Dame shouldn't be.
Notre Dame should not be in there. No.
They're another team that's just going to be sitting pretty.
Just go through the conferences with me. From the Big Ten, Ohio State, Indiana,
Oregon,
and Oregon
for sure
are all definitely in. Right, that's 3. From the SEC, Georgia, A&M,
and A&M,
and Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss is in.
Are all definitely, without a doubt, in. So that's 6.
That's 6.
ACC has 1 champion.
That's it.
Right. That's 7. Big 12 has Texas Tech for sure.
That's 8.
That's 8.
If BYU wins, they're in.
Right.
But that's an if.
But yes.
So you're at 8 for sure. So
8.
we'll leave it at that.
Notre Dame is.
I think they're in.
They're likely
I think
in
they're going to get
simply
in
because of that. That's 9.
9.
Right. And did I do the?
You got your automatic qualifier, G5,
yes.
right?
Yes.
North Texas.
So that's 10.
Tulane. So you have 2.
So 2 spots.
Alabama.
That go to Bama,
Texas,
and
Oklahoma.
Bama and BYU if they win.
Yes.
For sure. And then sorry, Oklahoma, there's no spot for you.
Yeah.
Even though you beat Alabama. Sorry, Texas, there's no spot for
there's
you.
no spot.
Sorry, Miami,
lost to
there's
Florida.
no spot for you.
You lost some shitty games too. They have bad losses, I think.
Yeah.
Miami.
So that's where
and it's never going to be enough then. You had 4. Okay, we want more. There's more teams that deserve. Okay, we'll give you 12. Well, now Texas, Oklahoma,
right.
Now what are we going to go to 16?
Somebody on the bubble that's not going to make it.
At a certain point, your conference tournament makes sense if you keep opening it up and opening it up.
Right.
And it's going to go exactly what I think. And I think Notre Dame is going to get the shit kicked out of them by whoever they play. And I think North Texas is going to get, or Tulane, is going to get the fucking shit kicked out of them. And I was looking at, they showed the 4 at-larges, and it's just like, it was Utah, BYU, Miami, and one other one. And I was like, Texas would beat every single one of those teams soundly.
I agree. Utah for sure, BYU,
Texas
Miami,
Tech.
Yeah. Especially the way you guys handled A&M the other day. So,
but you can't lose to Florida.
It's an interesting dynamic. Even if you take Notre Dame out and say Notre Dame doesn't get in based on strength of schedule, then you have to put Oklahoma in their spot.
Yes.
I mean, Oklahoma beat Bama, and they've been top 10 all year. They have to take that spot. So one way or another, you can say either Oklahoma's on that bubble, Notre Dame's on that bubble, but one of those 2 schools is going to miss out. Yeah. And it should be Notre Dame because Notre Dame doesn't play anybody. The problem is there's too much money.
You don't play anybody. Anybody you did play and beat you.
Right.
I
think
Miami
USC was the best, their best win.
Yeah. Real quick, who do you think's taking respective games?
I think it's going to be all favorites, Bama and the SEC.
Bama, Texas Tech.
I think Texas Tech is going to win. I think Ohio State's going to blow.
Ohio State's going to blow Indiana's doors off.
Yeah,
I agree. I think Virginia wins.
I think Virginia wins, and I think
that's it. That's the 4.
That's the last of it.
UNLV, Boise State.
I'm taking the Rebels. Rebels have no
let's
defense.
Go Rebels. I'm going to go with it too.
But I'm going with the home team.
They're not home. It's in Boise. You mean the hometown team?
Sorry, hometown team. I think they will probably get their butts kicked, but another chance, and it'd be really, really cool if they can bring back a West Championship to Vegas.
It won't help them get in the playoffs, but
it will not.
It will help recruiting, I think.
Absolutely.
And,
I mean, Dan Mullen
bring
has
some money in for it with a better bowl game.
Yeah. Mullen has put together a pretty cool program.
He's been great.
There. And they've gotten a lot of money from the Fertitas as well. I mean, UNLV is definitely an up-and-coming football program. And
don't go into the new Pac-12, though.
And
don't do that.
Don't leave and go to the Big Ten either, Barry Odom, because he had a wonderful year at Purdue with, I think they only had 2 wins.
I don't know. I'm just saying for UNLV, if you're going to join it, get in the Big 12.
I would say right now, I did want them to go to the Pac-12 before the Pac-12
I think you get in the
broke
Big 12.
apart. When the Pac-12 was the old school, Washington State, Oregon State, Cal, Stanford, UCLA, USC.
I think the only thing with UNLV is they're like that symbiotic relationship, how Texas, Oklahoma has to go do whatever together. UNLV, UNR has to. Right. I feel like
and that was
has to do it too.
That was my argument.
UNR has to get into that the Big 12 as well.
Right. And I think there's I don't know if it's former Governor Sandoval, if he's president of
UNR.
He's president of UNR. Okay. Because whoever's in charge of the universities of Nevada, which is both of those plus Nevada State, should make sure that if and when one of them moves, they're both moving, and it should be a combined decision.
Yeah. So staying on Dan Mullen and coaches, there's been some shit about some coaches of late, specifically Lane Kiffin going to LSU, which he had all rights to do. Did a great job building up Ole Miss to making them a relevant program again. They hadn't been relevant since Eli Manning, and I would say they weren't really relevant with Eli Manning either, other than Eli Manning being their quarterback.
That's fair.
He built the program up. He got a top. What was Jackson Dart, number 6 overall pick?
He was up there. I don't remember.
Yeah, into the NFL, and that's something to be proud of. And he wants to move on to LSU. And you'd think the world was ending for Ole Miss fans. Now, I'm not a Mississippian. Right? I think that's the correct. I'm not a Mississippian.
Yeah, you haven't married your cousin.
Yeah. All right. My only beef with it, and I like I said, more power to you, Lane, to do whatever you want to do. And Penn State was trying to steal the BYU coach, and Crumble Cookie had to come. Crumble Cookie, of all things, had to come in and like help out the booster money so they could give the guy Kalani, coach, I forget his last name, stay at BYU, which he definitely should. And so. Like, I don't mind the coaches moving. I just wish this would happen when not during the middle of the season. Like, why did Lane Kiffin have to make his decision right before Ole Miss is going into the playoff season? Why couldn't all of that happen just a month later? Because now he's not coaching in it, and like he's taking the LSU, so he's fucked up basically 2 programs. LSU's end of the season, and then now Ole Miss probably going to get smoked in their first playoff game because now they don't have a coach. I just don't understand why it happens when it happens. It doesn't make any sense.
I can tell you why. Because National Signing Day.
Okay.
It's before the bowl games.
Well, we change that. That's stupid.
Yes, that's what we need to change. Because you want these kids to commit to a coach. But National Signing Day was a couple days ago.
That's so stupid. Is it because that's the end of the high school season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can do that.
Who cares if the kid declares a month later?
Right.
So
I didn't choose my college until like April. So
I remember playing college football 08, 07. I didn't worry about when I was building my dynasty, I didn't worry about recruiting until the season was over. That was how the game was structured. You didn't do any in-season recruiting. You didn't play the game. But Now there's in-season recruiting in the newer games, but I hated that shit. So, like, I hate that there's storylines. Like, now BYU is distracted. I mean, I think they got him locked up again. But it's just like, it's so stupid. I think it's so stupid.
I hate Lane Kiffin.
Fair enough.
I cannot stand him, and has nothing to do. Well, I mean, this Ole Miss LSU saga it has added to it, but it goes back to when he was OC at Bama.
It goes back even further than that.
Well,
Raiders.
This is my personal thing. But when he was OC at Bama, and Bama's going into the national championship game, and he had already decided that he was gonna take the job at, was it Florida Atlantic? And he had checked out. He had checked out, but he's like, oh, I'm gonna still stay with Bama. But he was mentally gone.
Yes.
And we ended up losing that game to Clemson.
That Trevor Lawrence year?
It might have been the Trevor Lawrence year. But I mean, it's just par for the course with Lane Kiffin. When you hire Lane Kiffin, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, then Old Miss knew what they were doing. They knew what they were in for.
It drives me nuts because as sports fans, we're different. We have loyalty, and I think Lane has never shown any loyalty to any team or organization he's ever been with, school. It's just, and he had built something pretty damn awesome at Ole Miss. Like you said, nobody at Ole Miss has been irrelevant for a long time. And he put them into a national championship contender.
Yes.
And walks away before he can even see it finished.
Enjoy it, yeah.
Like, come on, Lane. Even you go out and say, I'm gonna coach this team to the end of the season, and then I'll make a decision. Then, if other schools are interested,
so I know
then
LSU wanted a decision or something. Old Miss gave him an ultimatum, I guess, or some bullshit like that. But
well, and like, look, for the money they're paying for this guy, they should let him see it through the end of the season. And then say, if other schools are interested in me, you're going to have to wait till the end of the season because my commitment is...
I feel like a coach with integrity would have said that.
Right.
But I don't see a lot of that in college football.
No, we don't.
Unless they've hit the peak top tier. Like Saban, where the hell else are you going to go? You've hit the peak. There's nowhere else to go other than to... A lot of people wanted him to go to Texas and resurrect that, but it looks like his... disciple there, Sark, has
Steve's
done a great job.
Yeah.
Some Texas fans would argue no, but the offense doesn't look as good as it should.
Well, it's that Manning kid.
They signed the number 6 recruit overall.
Did they?
The other day. He's a quarterback. And they signed they got the most 5 stars. So Sark's good. He's doing something right.
National Signing Day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I kind of hit on the college.
I got a question. Did you see Brutus Buckeye at the big game? So it's snowing in Michigan.
I saw them defending their end zone, so they couldn't plant the flag or something.
They defended the M.
And so everyone on the comments is like, "Oh, if they'd have defended the rest of the field as good as that, they wouldn't have got their doors blown off."
Yes, exactly. That was great. But Brutus went and in Ohio State they put an X over the M's during Michigan week, and
there's nothing wrong with that.
He just went in the snow and crossed out on the snow.
Yeah,
and then
I did see
Ohio.
that. Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought it was fantastic.
It is
and there's
funny.
A lot of people are saying like that was poor sportsmanship.
It's not.
It was bad. I think it was hilarious. I love Brutus. I've met Brutus before. I got my picture with him.
Oh, wow.
He's one of my favorite mascots. I think it was really funny that he did that. I mean, I've been in Columbus during Michigan week, and I've seen the M's, and they take it very serious. There is everything, like even at the university hospital where they have like the signs for the emergency room. The M in emergency has an X over it, and
that's a little
M
petty,
room,
but it's also really funny.
Every M
is
crossed
funny.
off everywhere. Yeah.
So they should dot no I's in Michigan then, right? No I's are dotted.
I don't know what they do.
That's how they dot the I. That's the band thing for Ohio State.
Okay.
So in Michigan, no I's should be dotted.
No I's.
If they are, go undot your I's and lowercase J's. I love that.
They made it a shirt.
I have a disdain.
I want to buy the shirt.
I hate. I don't know if Ohio State people are watching this, but I have a fucking disdain for Ohio State. I hate the pretentiousness. I refuse to. Yes. That to me, that pisses me off more than anything. And like, we're a very douchey fan base as well. We're very entitled as Longhorn fans, but it doesn't. I don't think it even gets close to putting a "the" in front of your name, which I will never say. I will never say that word before Ohio State in my lifetime. So it But it is funny that they cross out the M's and Brutus. I mean, he's a mascot of a team I hate, but
see,
I laughed at that, seeing him cross out in the end zone. That made me laugh.
I'm a fan of neither, but in the rivalry, I became a fan of Ohio State as having had the chance to participate in it and be a part of Ohio State versus Michigan. The Michigan people that I was sitting near at the game were just complete, absolute D-bags. Showed that they know very little about
Every
the
team
game,
has douchebag fans.
crying about everything. And finally, there was something terrible at the end. I don't remember what it was, but I'm like, you've been waiting for him to do that the entire game, and then he did it, and then you cry about it. And then the Ohio State fans that were sitting next to me were like, thank you for saying it, because if we said it, it would have been a fight.
I don't think Ohio State or Michigan has done anything to wrong Alabama.
No, but coming 2027, Ohio State versus Alabama. Non-conference schedule.
Yeah, because we play them again next year in Austin.
Yeah, they're not afraid to schedule big schools.
No, they shouldn't be. Okay. Little NFL.
First place Patriots, first place Broncos, first place Bears.
Can I just say real first? What the fuck was that kick?
That was hilarious.
What that'd be like me totally missing the strings on a guitar when I tried to strum a big chord at the beginning of a concert.
Yeah, I would
I'd
expect
be like, oh,
that from
shit,
like
what the fuck? Like you are a professional kicker, dude.
That's a
That's-
Pop Warner thing. That's not an NFL kick. No,
I
granted
would have given him a pass if I saw his plant foot slip, but it didn't.
Right, he just missed
Just
it. He
kicked
just
right into the
judged
ground.
completely
like,
wrong.
You know, they say in all sports, keep your eye on the ball. His eye was definitely not on the ball. And then that poor holder that has to run and get fucking annihilated by like 4 Patriots.
No, it is not their regular kicker.
He's a signer. He was the Falcons kicker, Young Ho Koo,
Yeah,
for a while. And then they cut him and then signs with the Giants.
time with the Giants after Graham.
I mean,
Canoka
fucking Moody, the kicker for the I keep going to the R words. For the Commanders, that's his 3rd team this year.
Yeah, they've had
And he was on the Bears and beat the Commanders and then is on the Commanders.
Yes, right.
So like,
Well, kickers got to stay healthy and not miss kicks. I think with having moved
I think
the extra
you
point
got to
back,
retire after that. That you don't walk away. You don't walk away from that one. You just hang it up.
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Hanging it up.
His
Korea
career
Megan,
died at the 38-yard
go
line.
be a K-pop all-star.
Poor guy. Especially in a blowout. You know, at least it was a blowout. At least that wasn't the kick that
Oh my God,
that
can you imagine?
cost the game.
It's like getting your
And-
final buzzer kicker.
And it
kick
makes a
block.
difference in a draft pick. The Giants are now the 4th draft pick instead of the 3rd, and they don't get.
Hey,
the
Giants will
next
be in a
pick
good
made.
position if they get a high draft pick. They don't have to take a quarterback.
They don't have to take a
That,
quarterback.
to me,
and they
that's
don't need
the
a running
best
back.
position that you can be in if your team is shit. We don't have to draft one. I think we've got our franchise guy. We can either pick BPA at top 4 or trade and move back
Yeah.
for someone that wants to come up and get a quarterback, and then you got multiple first-round picks. So Giants are going to be in a good position. The best NFC team keeps rotating. Because I think if you asked everybody currently right now, they would either say the Packers or the Seahawks, I think. Packers look
I
great.
think people will still say the Rams too.
Packers look great on Thanksgiving against the Lions in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks blew the doors off the Vikings 26-0.
Yes, they did. Oh,
So-
God.
Who brought in, okay, I wish I had a picture of the kid, but the kid that Max Brosner kid that they brought in, I'm not sure his name. He looks exactly like Paxton Lynch. So when I saw the first picture of him, I was like, that's Paxton Lynch, the Broncos quarterback that we took number 12 overall.
Yeah, no, I
a
remember
while
Paxton
ago.
Lynch, but-
They look like him. I'll put a picture here, but side by side. And maybe only I see it, but I feel like it's there.
I couldn't tell you what Paxton
And
Lynch
so
looks like.
the Rams losing on the road at Carolina, is a little surprising, but not the end of the world for them. And they're 9-3, and Seattle's 9-3. The Packers have that tie, so they're 8-3-1.
Right.
And then so it's like always up in the air. And the team that's a number 1 seed in the NFC, and Anthony would get mad if I didn't mention them, Bears guy,
I was waiting
are
for you
the
to say
Bears.
it. Yeah, like how is he talking about Seattle and all these other teams and not mentioning the actual number 1
he got
team?
mad because we didn't say anything about the Bears last week. But now you're in first place, so
The Bears are first place.
congrats on that, Anthony. Enjoy that for the moment.
I think it's 3 weeks in a row.
They're the number one seed, right? I think they haven't been the number one seed.
Right.
They've been number one in the NFC North.
Right.
But now with the Rams losing, they
Rams
are
lost,
officially the highest ranked team in the NFC conference. That's a redundant in the NFC currently.
Yes.
Good for you, Bears. Yet not a soul believes in you, just like not a soul believes in Bo Nix and the Broncos.
Well,
so
and that's the thing.
We are fan soulmates right now.
Talk about the quarterbacks, Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, all these guys from that draft. Jaden Daniels has already taken his team a conference championship.
They separated them because there's the six. There's the six of them. And they're like, oh my God, Bo Nix and Caleb Williams and Drake May are all so good. And Penix and Jaden Daniels, who's hurt now, and McCarthy are shit. And so I think the only one I'm not sold on that I think is gone is McCarthy. I think the jury's still out on Penix.
Right.
I give him a chance, and then let Jaden Daniels be healthy.
Jaden Daniels is hurt this year. He took the Commanders to the conference championship a year ago, so we already know what he's capable of doing. And that's like 4 or 5 receivers from last year's draft class, quarterbacks from last year's draft class that have all, I would say at this point, far exceeded expectations. They all in year 2.
3 of the. No, I think the expectation was there for Caleb, but I would say Drake and Bo being the only double-digit win teams in the entire league right now. And so it's just like, but everyone has an excuse for it. Oh, Patriots easy schedule. Oh, Broncos offense. Bo Nix went 4 for 4 in the overtime period, right down the field. Oh yeah,
it was fun to watch.
27 points. Like what? I don't understand. I don't understand the hate anymore. That throw. If that was Mahomes, that'd be a fucking statue outside of Arrowhead.
I texted
They would have carved it.
Happened.
They would have carved it 10 minutes later, and it would be just completed now. Where his shin is that far above the ground, sideways up to Cortland Sutton. Like
when I first saw it, I said, "There's no way he's not down." And then they showed the replay, and I'm like, "I gotta text Peter right now on that." That was your Mahomes moment. That was Bo's great moment to really solidify himself as the guy that is going to make plays on national TV too. And your boy with the catch in the back of the end zone.
Dude, can we not? Because I'm sick of seeing that.
Okay.
The dude is the OBJ. I remember we were at Miller's watching that shit years ago. Shout out Miller's. And I remember in awe, like my jaw hit. But seeing this one, I'm not going to talk about my athletic prowess, but I feel like 17 to 19-year-old me could do something like that. It didn't blow me away. Did you see Nakua's? He caught it like this way and wrapped it around. And then fucking Bowers, did you see that one? In the corner of the front corner of the end zone. Those two I thought were miles better than that Trey Burks catch. I'm biased because it was against Riley Moss, and there was nothing Riley Moss could have done on that. He hit peak height as high as he could jump. Really good defense. Perfectly thrown ball. Amazing one-hand catch. But like I said, I feel like 18-year-old me could do that. 18-year-old me couldn't have done what OBJ did in a million years.
I especially...
And those gloves are sticky, bro. They're so sticky.
My thought was, because Collinsworth ended up being the
creaming himself.
Well, he was the guy that called the OBJ one and was what made that one famous. And Tirico was all about like, all right, Chris.
Remember, we like Collinsworth. We're pro Collinsworth now.
I know, but it was funny how Chris is like, nah, it's not, and like he had analyzed it too, and they're showing them side by side, and Chris is like, well, this is why OBJ
there was a flag, and he was interfered with, and he was being pulled down,
right,
and still caught it.
It was interesting to watch, and it was fun to watch as here you have a former receiver, probably one of the greatest announcers of all time, who was just analyzing these two catches side by side that a lot of people say are, two of the best they'll ever see. And he's just picking one apart and why it's not on the same level.
Me and Collinsworth are the same, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that catch a bunch of times. And Claudio Cromartie had an interception of Peyton Manning, very similar, years ago when Peyton threw 6 interceptions against the then San Diego Chargers.
I remember that game. It was fun.
What else I got on NFL?
It was wonderful to watch.
Who do you think is going to win their respective conferences? I would say I'm feeling really good about the Broncos winning the West and the Patriots winning the East.
Yes.
All the other ones, I feel like, are still up for grabs.
I think Baltimore's coming out of the North.
Okay.
I mean, they're
AFC
looking
North.
good.
Yeah.
They're only going to lose one more game.
I would go with Baltimore. NFC South.
I really am on the Panthers bandwagon right now. I mean, obviously, I'm a Bryce Young guy.
I will stick with Tampa
but
because I love the Bake Show, and I think they're going to do just enough.
I get my bake showing with Ann Michael May on TikTok.
Have you seen those commercials with Bradley Cooper? I think they're fucking hilarious for the Uber Eats.
Yes.
The one where Baker's like he's like, don't put it in the oven. Don't cool your hand off. Don't shut the oven. And Baker's like, oh, I'm shutting the oven. It's fucking hilarious. He's just so good at commercials and shit. You said Baltimore, AFC North, AFC South. I'm curious if you think the Colts are going to hang on or if you think that Houston's going to catch them.
I think the Texans are there, and I think the Jags are there. I love the Texans' defense right now, especially what they did to Buffalo a couple weeks ago. I think the Colts are going to drop all the way down to third. I think the Jags.
I don't think the Colts are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's Jacksonville and Houston's division.
I think Jacksonville wins. I think Jacksonville wins the South, and I think I'd have to go back to our preview podcast. I think I said Jacksonville winning the South. So I'll have to double check that. I think it's going to be Jacksonville, and then so we hit that NFC North. Did we hit that one?
We did not hit NFC North.
Green Bay.
This one is just
Detroit, Chicago.
It's a cluster right now.
It is insane.
I think Detroit has the weapons, but I think the Bears don't have the best schedule. They still have Green Bay twice. Yeah. So I think,
but Green Bay has the Bears twice. You can throw other side of the coin. And they only have a half game lead. I think it comes down to those two games. So I think if the Bears can go split, I think the Bears will hold on and win the North.
See, I think that Detroit is going to
I don't think Detroit makes the playoffs.
I think Detroit's going to end up taking it. I think they're going to get it together, and I think that the Green Bay tie is what hurts them. I think the Bears are still, the Packers are still living rent-free in the Bears' heads, no matter
I don't feel like any of those guys know that. Caleb don't give a shit.
They say that, but it's there, and it's going to be 100% when you're dealing with the fans, the media, all of those. It's going to be so present that all they care about is beating Green Bay.
I think shirtless Ben Johnson will prevail. And he has to, they gave away free hot dogs or something like that.
I did see something
because he took his shirt off in the locker room. So shout out to that. Okay, North. We said North, South, AFC South. Oh, NFC West. The only other one I got.
NFC West is going to be the Rams.
So they have to go to Seattle. They won their home. They already won their home against Seattle, so they do have to go to Seattle. Still,
they have the Cardinals this week.
Yeah,
so that'll get them back on track.
That's a W. I don't know if they play. They already played Arizona once, though, didn't they?
I think they did.
It'd be wild if the Niners came up and took it. Like the two front runners knocking each other senseless, and here comes the 49ers like, hello. Well, I think if they had stuck with Mac Jones, I might have given them a little bit more vote of confidence.
Me too, definitely. I don't know what the Niners schedule looks like the rest of the way. But I definitely think there's a chance. But I think the Rams are just too good. Stafford's having another great year. Puka's looking good. I mean, that team's pretty.
I think gun to my head right now, I would probably say the Rams.
Yeah.
Although my only concern is they do have to go to Seattle to get that one. Like I said, I'm feeling really confident about Denver winning. I don't think you would argue, and I wouldn't argue the Patriots not winning the AFC.
Patriots have.
What about the Eagles are going to hold on, or you think Dallas is going to catch them?
Oh,
that's the only other one.
I don't even know. The Eagles they look like trash right now. These last 4 games, they look bad, in every aspect of the game. So I don't know. I think, and Dallas is really starting to get it together. It's like the two teams are going the opposite directions, right at the right time.
Directions. And it wasn't just 2 years ago that Philly got to like 10-1 and then just completely fell off.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, man. I think betting right now, I would still lean towards Philadelphia squeaking out, just holding on just ever so much to beat Dallas.
I mean, I think Philadelphia has the most talent.
Oh yeah,
top to bottom. But I think Dallas right now has the most drive.
Yeah.
And God, wouldn't you love to see a Dallas Green Bay playoff game
Always.
with Micah back in Dallas again?
Oh, and there's no way that they're hosting. It would be in Green Bay.
Oh, that's true.
Des Bryant should show up. Des Bryant should show up. Show people what a catch is.
Right. I mean, I would. That's what I would like to see.
All right. I don't have a transition.
I do.
To the Golden Knights?
No, I want to bring it back to Vegas and just, we had a nice little run with the Raiders on the social media. But do you think Pete Carroll is gone after this year?
No, I'll stand by. I don't.
I think
we had this conversation where I'm like, you can't. I will never get behind only giving a coach one season, unless it looks like a complete catastrophe, and it looks bad. But I guarantee you, they're going to come back and look good against us because they always do. We're still 1-4 in Allegiant. I think they're going to give us a game. They've gotten the shit kicked out of them the last couple games. They played the great game against us on Thursday. They've looked like shit since. They're not going to look like shit against the Broncos. I think not reverse jinxing. Don't even call me out for that shit.
I think complete catastrophe is the best way to describe the Raiders this season. And I think that the Carroll does need to go, not because I agree with only giving him 1 year, but that's the precedent that they have set over the years. Pierce gone in a year, McDaniels gone a year and a half. Bisaccia was probably the best coach they've had since they came to Vegas as an interim, but they didn't even want to give him the job. So I think, based off of the trend that they've had, you have to let Pete go and start over again and maybe draft an offensive lineman.
Hit the reset button completely.
Hit the reset button.
Turn both keys for a nuclear send-off.
They've got a good tight end. They've got a good running back. Draft some offensive linemen.
I feel like we said that 5 years ago. Darren Waller and whoever that
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
Good tight end, good running back.
Maybe
didn't do shit with it.
Yeah.
Now you've got Bowers and Genty.
Figure it out. Fire Pete Carroll and hit the reset button because Pete hasn't made it work. And like you said, complete catastrophe.
I'm like, who can make it work if Pete Carroll couldn't?
Just a younger person.
Coach.
Pete Carroll is too old to be coaching in the NFL right now. These old guys are unable to connect with the younger generation. It was the same thing with Bill Belichick in New England. He's a great coach. Both of these guys are great coaches, but as they get older and players are still 22, 23 years old, they can't connect with them anymore. You look at, all these guys that are the pundits on the TVs, the analysts, the Brewskis and the McGinnis and all these guys that played in those systems, and they still love them. But fact of the matter is,
Cam Chancellors.
The kids, this is a whole different generation.
You're right. You are seeing a trend of the younger, your Ben Johnsons, your who's the Rams coach? McVay's, Kyle Shanahan. He's not very old.
Even McDaniels in Miami has had some good years.
They're on the up and up, man. They've won like 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, these older guys just aren't doing it anymore. I mean, Saban walked away from the college game because I think there were still younger kids that respected him, but the reality is, these kids are going back and playing on their iPads and not
watching game film.
Not spending 23 out of 24 hours watching game film. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
You got to find somebody younger, Raiders, somebody in their 30s or 40s.
You can't have Vance Joseph, and you can't have Davis Webb. Nope.
I have no idea what direction they're going to go, but we're going to go across the street to the Golden Knights, who actually
real quick because we got like 4 minutes.
They won a game last night.
Yeah, fuck you, ESPN. That was my first note.
God, like what the hell? Even I don't know if you saw the top 10 or the highlights from the game on the Sports Center this morning.
I'm sure 1 and 2 were Bedard.
It was still an Connor Bedard love fest. It's like, guys, get over it.
So I was looking at that, and I was like, maybe this is their first chance to really feature them. But no, they had an ESPN game 5 days ago, Minnesota, Chicago. I was like, I get they want to get their feature in. ESPN is such an agenda. They probably went into this game knowing it was on their schedule weeks ago. Like, oh, we're going to suck off to Bedard in this game no matter what. Never mind the fact that Carter Hart has come back from a 2-year absence.
Huge story.
Played great. Okay, he gave up 3. 2 of those, no goalie would have stopped.
Right.
The first one from the other guy,
Right over
a missile off the post.
Yeah.
The Bedard shot literally hit that same spot. The second goal, he thought he could get out to get it.
Yeah.
And he did get out to get it. It just unfortunately bounced right off that guy. And then that was a really miraculous chip. I don't know if you look at the goal again. The fact that guy, and it chipped and it just went like this.
Right.
Over Hannafin and like in. And I was like, I feel like that one just sucked for him. But it was great in overtime. Great in the shootout. Again, Bedard with a fucking ridiculous move. Like, no one would have stopped that. But like, just the ESPN and the entire first intermission report was all about Bedard, and then did that feature on him. That's why I'm saying I think they had planned this weeks out, and like they had their talking points, and they were told to get to their talking points, and so like and like yeah, I was just like, can we not? And then even after the game was over, it was like, let's talk about Carter Hart for 30 seconds, and then boom, let's jump right back into talking about Connor Bedard. Needless to say, ESPN needs to get new hockey people.
Yeah, I mean, and I've always liked Steve Levy.
I fucking hate Steve Levy.
But I don't like Steve Levy as a play-by-play guy.
No,
I like
he's
him in
fucking
the
trash.
studio. But
Kevin Weeks was just getting way too excited about anything. It was bugging the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what a save! And like as loud as he could into the microphone. I had a suggestion. There's a certain goalie that played for VGK in Chicago and Minnesota that has recently retired that I think would be a good addition to the ESPN hockey roster.
Oh, yeah. Malcolm Subban?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think he'd be a fantastic wherever he goes. But I think he wants to be a dad too.
Yeah, anyway, to sum up real quick, sorry, VGK was a lot to get to today. 8-8 in November.
Thank goodness it's over.
They are now 12-6-8. They have 32 points. They're in second place in the Pacific Division. It could be a lot worse.
The
Thank God for
Pacific
those
is
overtime
so
losses.
damn tight
It
right
is.
now. And I mean, it could come down to those last few games in April.
And also the penalty kill has looked fantastic in the last couple games. That's another thing I wanted to hit on. Chicago didn't get a power play goal.
Right.
And like they were on 4 power plays. They looked really good against San Jose on the penalty kill. I think the point going forward is to win your divisional games. You got to get one against Anaheim. They're on a big road trip. The Yorks for a minute.
East Coast, yeah.
And then Philly, and then Columbus. Bill Simmons is most irrelevant franchise.
The most irrelevant franchise.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Is anybody ever going to beat the Avalanche again?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. God damn, they look good. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Let us know. Comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know, Raiders, and what you think about firing Pete Carroll. And we'll see you guys.
Go Knights, go.
Go Knights, go. Beat New York.
And everybody else do.